Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Ray rocked the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
Good morning, everybody. Well, I'd say a happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley, but no game today. The party postponed until tomorrow. So the Phil's home opener, because of the nasty weather that's going to hit right around first pitch, Phil's got ahead of it, and that's why you built in the off day on Friday. Phil's get ahead of it, and they go, you know what? Not worth it. Let's push this thing until Friday. Already the Storms postponed Baltimore, and it made sense to just, let's regroup tomorrow and have fun. And this way, the weather's good and you get out of it because it's going to be nasty today. And, it's one of those crazy storms that we've been getting that we need to brace for because it's very warm and it's going to drop quickly and there's potential hail. So that was the party for today. And now it's a dead day. And I think a perfect day. Now, we do have Sixers basketball tonight, but we know now that after Boston and after that game, it's just about, all right, let's get ready for the playoffs, man. Can you believe it's coming? I mean, we're just now it's just a couple games left and we just go. And it's on to the play-in game. And, we got about a week and a half before the first round and it's on. So it's actually a perfect time today, I thought, to purge. Now, we need to do this, every 2-3 months. And I sense angst among the fan base. I don't know what it is, but I sense it. And I'm trying to figure out what's the genesis of the angst. Like, what are we worried most about? What has caused us to behave a certain way? We had this, we're back to this kind of, I don't want to say nasty, but we're back to this sarcastic, bit of an a-hole way. Like, even my friends, I notice it. Like, all of a sudden I see a chain text about, like, my buddy Vinny. 1-5. They stink. You were right. Boo, you were right. Like one of those deals. And I'm going, we're 1-5. Like, I mean, really? Are we taking glee? And I hear it everywhere. So I'm just bringing it up. It comes into my house. I'm like, all right, they're 1-5. They don't stink. Yeah, I mean, listen, am I worried about Castellanos? Yeah, I am. All right. I mean, they don't stink. The Phillies are going to be good. But, I mean, you just hear it. You hear it all over the place. The Sixers got no chance. And I just hear this way. Now, what is it? Is it people? What are they doing? What are they? Why do you feel? And we talked about this before. This odd glee, and I don't believe that people are actively rooting against them. It's a defense mechanism of some sort, and I'm trying to feel because I got a note yesterday, a DM, where a guy said, I can't take another championship loss. If the Sixers make a run, I can't take another championship loss. I can't do it. Not after what happened with the other three. And listen, I got to say this about these finals runs. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying we all want to go and win it all and have the parade. But when a team like the Phillies hadn't been in the playoffs for over a decade, and so when they make the run to the World Series and they lose, you go, oh, all right, I can accept it. I would prefer they win, but I can accept it and then celebrate what a run that was. Birds, I mean, you come back second year of a new coach. Like, when does that happen? Where the second year of a coach takes over a regime, right? And it's the new regime, the new coaching staff and everything. And in his second year, he gets all the way to the Super Bowl, and they go, they have this epic season. Did I want to win? And I thought they actually outplayed Kansas City in a lot of ways. So it just didn't fall our way. And I know it was disappointing, but it was a great run. Like, now if you start to get back there again and lose, like if you go Eagles get back and lose, or the Phillies get back and lose, then you start to feel like Buffalo and what happened with the Bills, when they lose the 4 Super Bowls. That's torture. Like, I get it. That's torture. But the one, like the Sixers, yeah, I want them to win it all, but I also want them to get out of the second round. Like, that's a big deal. I want to get out of the second round. I mean, when it comes, I want them to beat Boston. And I'll worry about whether or not they, if they beat Boston and they get to the finals, beat Milwaukee, whatever happens against whoever wins the West, I go, all right, well, obviously you want to win. It's been since 1983. But I sense it. I sense people being unnerved. All right? So I think today's a good time, a good day to get it out of your system. What's eating at you? All right? What is it? And, if you got beefs with your friends or other callers or whatever, just let us know. We'll settle beefs. We'll settle the beef. You got all kinds of stuff. Like, there's all kinds of, I think, issues going on right now, and I just want to get it over with. Because I want a clean slate with the Sixers playoffs and the baseball season. I just would like that. We got the draft coming up, which is always fun. And then I got something in the works for the Flyers. Speaking of purging, that I want to get to, and that's going to happen, probably next week. But we gotta find out what's eating at you. What's causing the bad attitude? Like, when you're waking up and you got like a nasty attitude towards sports, what is it? What's eating at you? We'll get to the root cause of it. We'll settle the beefs. Will allow you to purge and get it all out, and nothing you say will be held against you. So that's important to denote. Nothing that you say will be held against you. Nothing. So it's a free purge. You want to say how much you hate so-and-so or your team or this or that, go ahead. It doesn't mean you do. It just means you're purging. So there's nothing that you could say that it will be held against you in the future. All right? That's the plan. We got a bunch of other things I got to get to. All right? Lots of it. By the way, Kendrick Perkins, are you for real? He says that Joel Embiid deserves the MVP, but he's not voting for him. I just don't understand this. I just don't get it. This MVP is like the bane of my existence. It's ridiculous. And if you think somebody deserves the MVP, then why wouldn't you vote for him? If you don't, they should strip you of your vote. It's ridiculous. Nonsense. Stupid. We got to set the field today because we finished the sports food, and then a lot of people, including myself because I'm really into it, want to do the Field of Badasses. So we decided to do the special Field of Badasses, and I need to create the field and the region. So I don't want to screw this up because there was I think sports food we did well. There's a couple of, probably misseeds. But let's try to do the Field of Badasses, and I need your help on that. So we'll do that as well. Good morning, Tunis.
Hi, should I hit the purge sounder?
Yes, let me hear it. Yes.
This is not a test.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual Philly Sports Purge sanctioned by the Land of Philadelphia. Commencing at the siren, any and all players, coaches, general managers, presidents, and owners will be free game to rip to shreds.
And fellow fans.
Blessed be our new founding fathers of the land.
Wow.
May Cuz be with you all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, it's very important that we purge, and it is. We need to do this stuff every couple of months. It used to be annual. Now we've beefed it up. But last time we did it was probably right after the Eagles lost. Or maybe it was before that.
I think it was before that, honestly.
Actually, it's our first 2023 purge.
Yeah, so it's necessary, man, because people are on edge. I made sure to mention.
What are you sensing? What is it?
I don't know. I think I've said it a couple days now. I think the worst thing that's happened to us is 3 championship appearances in 99 days. Now, unfortunately, it was 3 championship appearance losses in 99 days, and that has beaten people up. But there's 2 ways to look at it. It's, oh, my God, we're cursed, or, oh, my God, things are actually going pretty well right now, and hopefully they're one step away from actually winning. Like, the Phillies aren't done. The Eagles aren't done. The Union aren't done. Those are the 3 teams that appeared in the championship games. The Sixers haven't gotten out of the second round, but they still have a chance to get out of the second round this year. Like, it's just, there's like a mindset of like fatality almost when it comes to these teams. That there's no shot, they're never going to win, and it stinks. And that's why, like, honestly, dude, half of my purge today is us.
Well, and that's what, again, that's a beef. You got a beef. You lay the beef out. Like, I feel you. I mean, yeah, I get the Phillies are 1-5, but we also know that it's 162 games. Like, I don't need to be saying it. It's just like, it's ridiculous that we even need to say it. Seriously. Like, if you want to be your little sarcastic self, go ahead. I hate sarcasm. I think sarcasm is a bunch of jerk-offs, to be honest with you. All right? I do. I hate it. Passive-aggressive, sarcastic. I hate it. All right? I hate that. I'd rather you just be, in my face and go, they stink, you stink. Well, all right. Well, at least I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, there's
just something that's really bothering you.
Right, exactly. Because, and my thing is, I don't know if they can actually express what's really bothering them, to be honest. Things are good right now. The Phillies are a good baseball team. Does it suck that they're not coming out the gate undefeated? Of course it does. They're a good baseball team. The same team, if not better, well, definitely better because you get Trey Turner, than the team that just got to the World Series. The Sixers, this is one of their best seasons. We keep on saying that the Jimmy Butler team is the most talented team, but look, with the way James Harden and Joel Embiid are playing together, I still put them up against anybody in the Eastern Conference. They have a shot, and that's all I can ask for every single year is that they have a shot. And yet people just constantly complain, and it sucks. Like, if they lose in the second round this year again, yeah, I'm with you. But I can't say that they're going to on April 6th. Playoffs even started yet.
And well, like, here's the thing. I just want to enjoy the playoffs. Like, they come around once a year, right? It's like Christmas. I love Christmas. Love Christmas Eve. I enjoy it. I do. I look forward to it. And when the playoffs, the NBA playoffs come around and the Sixers are good, I just want to enjoy it. I want to go and yeah, I know Boston's tough, and it's tough. They're going to be tough to beat them, but I want to go into it with a good attitude and enjoy it. And then if they lose, then I'll worry about being mad, right? I mean, why go into it with a bad attitude? And so we have this bad attitude today, and I want to purge it. What's going on? What's bothering you? What's the big problem? What's your problem? Let us know. All right? Please. Let's get it out. And let's purge. You got a beef about somebody or something, put it out there. Let's get it out. Move on. Badasses today, too. We'll explain coming up. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's Cuz Radio with the Tunis. Just getting started on a Thursday.
To head into the game, go watch Sixers play the Mavericks. Afterwards, we're doing a knockout tournament with all the 97.5 The Fanatic listeners and all the hosts. It's going to be a fun time. Hopefully the Sixers can pull out a dub. We'll get all the guys' opinions coming up in a second here. Let's go. Up in the nosebleeds. Like, it's only the best. But yeah, we'll hang out. I like Brendan and I were looking over some of the odds here. I'm feeling Luka just walked out on the court. Oh, honestly, so many people with Dallas Mavericks Luka Doncic jerseys walking around. It was kind of insane. Luka and Embiid to score 30. The line looks a little weird. It was like minus 215 for the Sixers. That's a bit much but I guess Dallas has been struggling a bit. So we'll see how the game goes.
It was cool getting to the game early and watching the guys work on some things that you probably wouldn't expect, but it actually does happen a lot in the games for them. You had Wallow and Gilly in attendance too. The crowd was fired up and ready to go. It was a pretty sloppy game, to be honest with you. Both teams were kind of struggling making some shots and turning the ball over a lot, but eventually the stars came to play.
Sixers down 2, end of the third. This game's it's in the bag. Sixers are winning this game by 10 plus. They just got to get hot from 3 a little bit. Embiid will cook here. We're going to hit another parlay. Let's get it.
You could tell Luka was getting a little annoyed, not really getting the calls he really expects to throughout the week. It was getting a little chippy between him and Joel. The crowd and the vibes were absolutely at an all-time high. Unfortunately, we had to actually go and work and get people signed up for the knockout after the game. Thank you to all the amazing listeners out there. It was an awesome crowd, and we had so much fun getting down on the court and getting some action in.
Post up, baby. We're getting after it. Let's do some knockout.
We had people of all ages and sizes, and honestly, it was a little rough getting going at the very start of it here. As we can see, a lot of bricks and missed shots, and there was a lot of people there. But once we finally started to get rolling, it was a good time. Let's just say all the hosts kind of had different expectations.
Andrew Saltunis, how are we feeling? We winning this?
We'll see.
Come on. See the kill shot right away here?
Yeah, I'm going home.
All right.
I want to go home.
All right. Do you put Ricky out of his misery here and knock him out right away?
Yeah. This wants to lose and he's begging for it. So I'll drain the first one and make it hoping. I'm hoping.
Let's just say that some were better athletes than others, but it was made for a great competition. We got about 1 or 2 times around, and that's when the eliminations started rolling in. We even had a huge upset. His own favorite, the bro, Jamie Lynch, going down to Bob Cooney's daughter. And we could just say Bob was proud.
Feeling hot, feeling good. Chevy, we're on the way out here. We're going for what or what, dude?
We're going for gold.
We finally got to see who some of the real shooters were. The competition in the company was at an all-time high, as you could tell. So we had some early eliminations. Tyrone was right. The line was getting short, and we were down to just Heavy, Chevy, and Connor Thomas, and Chevy was eliminated. After Connor took down all of his coworkers, you could see he was starting to struggle, and maybe that was starting to catch up with him. And down he goes. Honestly, it was a pretty good showing from all the Fanatic. And then we got into the real thick of it, where guys were just starting to get hot from that free throw line. And then we made it to our final two.
You can make it! No! Lefty.
And we had our winner.
Man, you feel the hardest field we've ever had, the toughest field we've ever had. I mean, and we got to present you with first things first, I want you to hold yourself. The official 97.5 The Fanatic 2023 knockout trophy. All staff be working with her. And give them a round of applause.
All right, Connor, champion, Fanatic crew, how'd it go?
Listen, it went well. I shot good early, got in a rhythm. That's the key. We had a long line of Fanatic people, and I guess I just kept knocking them down. I'm blessed. I'd like to give all the glory to my Lord and Savior, Joel Embiid. Just everything goes to him.
Fun night here down at the game. More to it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Let's get it. Go Sixers.
All right, welcome back on this Thursday morning. I'll tell you one thing. The weather the last couple of days, sensational, man. Nothing to be purged about with that.
Dude, you know what I did yesterday?
What'd you do?
I hooped for 2 hours, dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
Where
man.
at? Get a good sweat? Guilt-free
Yo,
beer?
dude, I actually didn't have a beer afterward.
Nice.
I got home, my body was pulsating, so I was like, all right, time for bed. But yeah, man, we ran for 2 hours and just nonstop because there weren't many people there, and so you didn't have to stay on, you didn't have to wait when to stay on.
Oh, dude, that's fantastic.
So we just ran 5 straight.
Don't talk about playing ball, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because you were telling me that, I was like, dude, I would love right now. I would love it.
You can come out and coach.
Get out. Bleep out of here.
Oh, I said to you the other day, I was like, you can be steady free throw line guy. We'll play like
play fouls.
Yeah. No, we'll just
nobody plays fouls.
No, we'll play. It'll be
just stand
3v2
with my boot
and then
on?
you'll be steady elbow jumper.
Yeah, man, I miss it. I'm getting ornery too about my foot, and it actually hurts like a mother father. So, starting to question the treatment. Hello. Couple things. One, I'm afraid for Massimo's soul. Yeah, his sports soul, dude.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I said this to you, and this is a part of a bigger problem. All right? So in addition to our purging that we're doing, this is also part of it because it has to do with the Flyers. And I'm fed up with the Flyers. I just am. They have just no direction. I can't stand the ownership. And again, great company, all right? But it's a corporation. And I firmly believe that sports franchises should never be owned by corporations. It's antithetical to sports. To sports, And the franchise, it's no good. It's not supposed to be treated with bottom dollar, it's as in the spreadsheet. It's not. And I know it's a big business, and I get it. It should not be handled by a corporation. I'm sorry. And last night, Massimo says to me, Daddy, can we play video games? So first, he wants to play the show. So we play the show. He's got the show 23.
Nice.
Except it's impossible to pitch. So it was like, because you got to go. If you want to throw a slider and where you're clicking and how you're clicking and here where you release and you click here. And I don't know. I didn't have the patience to actually see. You ever have not have patience to do something? Like I got to sit down and actually just put my arms around it and get used to it.
Oh yeah,
right?
I totally get what you're saying.
So he put up 6 runs in the first inning, and I was just like,
you took your controller and went home.
Yeah. So I go, let's play hockey because we have battles in our NHL 23, and he's like, all right, let's play hockey. So I go, who you want to be? So we played. I was the Bruins, and he was the Edmonton.
Of course.
So
can't go wrong there.
Right. I go, we'll make it Stanley Cup. We'll have the best of 7. Stanley Cup. So when he was picking Edmonton, because he picked first, right? So he goes, I'm gonna be my favorite team. Uh-huh. I go, your favorite team? I go, your favorite team's the Flyers. He goes, no, it's not. No, they're not. I went, what do you mean? He went, my favorite team's Edmonton. I like Connor McDavid.
He means in the video game, right? Like not in real life?
No, he means in real life. He goes, I don't like the Flyers.
Well.
He goes, they stink.
Well.
All right.
That's why I'll play this.
That's right, it stinks.
So now this is a 10-year-old. All right? 10-year-old telling me Flyers stink and I don't like the Flyers. So I time out, put the controllers down, and I had a chat with him.
As you should.
And I gave him the whole thing about, dude, you got to be with your team through thick and thin, and there's going to be times when they get good, and you want to make sure we're the home team. And I gave him my own 4-for-4 edict. All right? The edict that I have built my entire show on for the last 20 years. The edict of the home team. And I give him the whole speech. And he's looking at me rolling his eyes like a freaking slot machine. His eyes are rolling.
The eyes were rolling?
Ah, rolling.
You saw the whites of his eyes?
Yeah.
Doll's eyes.
Yeah. Your doll's eyes. Sock's eyes. Dead eyes. And I'm like, dude, for real? So we get in this whole conversation, whole thing. I literally was going to punish him. And I said, dude, you can't. I said, I'm not going to play unless you tell me the Flyers are your favorite team. You got to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Or I'm not playing. And I moved to get upstairs. I got my boot, and I'm like trying to get up, and I could barely get up, right? So he goes, all right. Flyers are my favorite team. I said, listen.
Bet you had his fingers crossed.
Probably. I go, listen, well, things are bad. If you want to watch, other teams, whatever. But you can't say the Flyers are always your favorite team. Trust me. Just, you got to, it's 4-for-4 all the way. And whatever, do I think I got to work on him now because now there's an issue. So anyway, then he picks Edmonton. And then, because I didn't want to get my ass kicked because he beats my ass all the time, I chose the Bruins and Pasternak, by the way, with a rocket. Just like in the game, Tunis.
Oh, yeah.
Last night, a rocket. He's like, that shouldn't have been.
Bar down.
How's he score from the point? I go, dude, we're rocking. Because I beat him.
So look,
But the real point is, I'm afraid for his soul.
And you should be,
and all the
because video
children
games
across
do
the
this.
Delaware Valley.
Video games do this. I grew up, Anthony, with a lot of Falcons fans because of Mike Vick on Madden 04. And again, Eagles were in the Super Bowl that year, right? Like all of a sudden there was a lot of Falcons fans because of Mike Vick. Video games can do this to young minds. 04, I was, 10 going on 11, right? So like that's Moss's age. And these video games can do that to you. And I've told you the story before. My dad and I were playing NHL. Now you're playing on what, the PS5?
Yeah.
We're playing NHL on the N64. All right. And I picked the Detroit Red Wings. And he goes, "Why are you picking the Red Wings?" And look, they're my team. I like being the Red Wings. He goes, "Well, as long as you're a Flyers fan in real life." So we had that similar talk, dude.
Oh my God, are you serious?
And look, the Red Wings, mid '90s, late
the
'90s,
Flyers in the Cup,
and they were nasty, right? So,
oh my God, Sergey,
right? So like, I'm winning. I'm winning every game. I'm winning every single game, and so
ridiculous.
Here I am. I loved the Detroit Red Wings as a kid. But my dad made sure to mention that he's like, look, they can be your favorite team in the video game, but they can't be your favorite team in real life. So it's crazy. Fast forward, 24 years, you're now having the conversation with Moss, and I'm sure that you and my father aren't the only ones in Philadelphia that have had this conversation.
Well, it's twofold. One, it's the video game. The video game, there's two things that erode fandom. The video game and the idea that you could actually there's three things.
I'm a fan of the player.
Right. Video games, fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that you can watch any game, any team at any time. Accessibility, we'll call it. Right? And it's those three major things that erode fandom, especially among the youth. And between that, Tunis, and the fact that the Flyers stink and have had no direction for a decade is a huge problem.
Yeah, look, I'll give you another example. In middle school, a buddy of mine, Mike, he walks in one day after the Celtics win the championship in 2008. With a Kevin Garnett Celtics jersey.
Lord.
And I go,
oh, Lord.
Bro,
Lord.
what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's and look, you know me, I'm not a Sixers Celtics, hater like you are, right? But I still understand it. And I go, dude, why are you doing that? You front runner? He goes, no, I'm a Kevin Garnett fan. I have a Garnett Timberwolves jersey. And I was like, dude, I've never seen you wear that Timberwolves jersey. Stop lying. I see you every day in school, and you never wore that Timberwolves jersey. But now the Celtics win the championship, and anything's possible, and you wear the Garnett jersey?
Oh, God, I hate that. That's the worst.
And Brendan.
I'm a fan of players.
We got a message from our man B. Gunn, Brendan Gunn. He had the same talk with his father about the Red Wings because we're the same age.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
So that's three dads in the Delaware Valley that had to have the conversation.
What is going on?
And it always comes back to the Flyers.
Oh, my God. What's going on? You know why, too? Because, now, I have to say this, though. And you went through it a little bit today for the vault. Like, you got incredible hockey.
Oh, yeah.
With 88. I mean, it was electrifying. But the real issue is, especially over the last, the way the Flyers have always played, right? They never played wide open hockey. And then once the physicality and the fights go away and, the Broad Street bullies are over, once that happens, well, there's no identity, right? So muckers and grinders are not sexy. No sexiness with muckers and grinders.
Right.
Whereas when you think about it, like the Red Wings playing up and down, or Edmonton, like Massimo, that style of hockey it's
art.
electrifying.
It's art, man.
It is. It's electrifying. And that's what draws them. And that's why I'm even more pissed. You're my tone when it comes to Flyers today. I'm pissed off because they're now putting me in a bad spot.
Yeah, you're losing your
kid.
son in terms of hockey.
And I'm the author of 4 for 4. Author of it. That includes the union. I want to hear about it. It's 4 for 4. It was made before the union existed, and it includes all home teams, college, you name it, everything Philadelphia. And the Flyers have forsaken me because of running a rudderless ship for over a decade and being irrelevant.
Man, thank God the Phillies.
And not fun.
Thank God the Phillies got to the World Series last year, or you may have lost him to the baseball too.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because he's at that age. He's me, Iverson, right?
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
He's that age right now.
Yeah.
Where sports are starting to grab, not just having fun playing them, but
Yeah,
he's
he's
starting to get into the sports.
Yeah.
And thank God the Phillies got to the World Series, or I don't know, who knows who he would have been a fan of.
Yeah.
Houston Astros, man.
Oh, he just made my blood run cold.
He could have been.
He made my blood run cold.
You know they're going to be back this year.
Or God forbid, the Yankees.
Well, and our man Brendan
And
Petrelli
Judge.
just checks in. He had the talk as a kid because he was playing with Jeter in the video games back in the day, and he was a little Yankees fan back in the day.
Oh, Brendan.
Not a fan, but he had the eyes on the Yankees.
Dude, this is see.
Video games are they're. There's all this talk about how
we've had
violent
this
video
talk.
games are bad for children. No, sports video games are bad for children, Ant.
It erodes fandom and loyalty. I'm serious. I'm afraid for Massimo's sports soul. And when I sat down and I threatened to leave, and he go, "All right, Flyers are my favorite team," and God only knows, like,
He did to placate you pretty much.
Well, that's exactly what you're right. That's exactly what it did. It was a placate piece. That's right. A mere placate piece. This is my son. You know what I'm saying? This is, I'm the Lord of 4 for 4.
He just did a whatever, daddy.
And could you imagine? I got to clean up my own house. It's my boy.
Yeah, we might have to have a sit down.
Yeah, I know. But again, he's 10, so I can't really blame him. There's a lot to blame, but first and foremost, I got to blame the Flyers.
Right, it's not his fault. It's the Flyers' fault.
Yeah.
And we're happy that he's getting into sports.
I know.
You want your little mini-me with when it comes to the sports.
Without a doubt,
But unfortunately, he's
and Moss probably more of an everyday sports fan,
right?
Than Ant will watch Eagles and Sixers, and he'll he's in on he was in on the baseball playoffs, but it's kind of where it is. He's not going with Daddy. Let's go watch. If the game was tonight, he's not going with Daddy. Let's watch the game. Whereas the little one will. It's more Sunday. Let's go Birds. Let's do that.
Yeah. And look, Eagles are doing well, so that's it's not hard to be an Eagles fan right now.
Right. And then playoffs, he'll be in on Sixers. He likes watching Sixers. But again, dude, it's funny. I when he told me that, and I just imagined that, I can't believe that your father had the same talk.
Exact same conversation,
man. Now it's running rampant. It's running rampant. And I don't know, maybe there's other fathers in the same spot.
Now, here's the thing. The good thing for you is it's one team you have to worry about, right? I was fortunate at my time that I had, the Eagles were at the beginning of NFC championship runs. The Sixers, Iverson was my favorite player as a kid. The Phillies, I had no choice. My dad is Phillies number one, right? So that got, I went to games before I could walk, right? And then the Flyers were good. So, even though I loved playing as the Red Wings playing video games, the Flyers were a good team. So it's easy to be grabbed as a 8, 9, 10-year-old watching those teams. It's easy right now for Moss to be grabbed by the Eagles and the Phillies and the Sixers. It's the Flyers that's the one, but at least it's only one. I'm sure there's some kids that were all over the place a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Well, if you go back to
2016?
the dark days, that was the dark days. The dark days were 2016 process, bad process going on.
Phillies.
Ugly Phillies, right? Ugly Flyers. That freaking mannequin Hackstall.
Yep, Chip.
All right. Chip a check. That stinking Chip.
Like, if you're a 10-year-old and you're in 2016, you're grabbed elsewhere. You got the Warriors. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would love to fire a cantaloupe at Chip Kelly's head. I still, to this day, he might be one of my all-time hates because he was such just a little jerk-off. Excuse my language. I'll stop with it. But I had to get it out. I had to purge myself. He's such a little creep. So. Oh. You remember those press conferences?
Yeah, I once
You brought that up to me. It just incensed me.
I once, for you guys, back when you were on the mornings, I grabbed a "so" highlight package.
Oh.
Where I just grabbed every time he said "so." And it was like 80 times.
So. The way he said it, too. So. Oh. All right, we open up the phone lines coming up. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio Judas. On this day, yes, I'm afraid for my son's sports soul. Need help. All right. Let's go to Meineke. Let's talk Meineke. That's right. Meineke has you covered in this day and age. We have to make sure the health of our vehicles is first and foremost.
To the Chicken and Pizza, they had the $4 Corona bottle specials, set up the broadcast, hang out, and of course get some crab fries before Jamie and John went and did the pregame show. Got everybody hyped, gave out some shirts to everybody. The vibes were amazing. We had a lot of fun with it.
G-L-E-S, Eagles! What do we think for the game, Jamie?
Eagles, Super Bowl logo. It feels good to just say that. I got 34-24 Eagles. They win by 10, pull away late. It's a nail-biter into the fourth quarter. Jalen Hurts MVP.
Been hanging out at Chicky and Pete's, getting some food, some crab fries, a couple drinks, some water, and the like. Tyrone and Andrew are about to be rolling in soon. We're going to be raffling off a lot of cool Eagles gear. It's actually pretty sick. I was looking at it earlier. Giving away shirts. And boys, I am amped for this game to start. I need it to start. Let's go. Let's go Birds, baby.
I started filling up around 4 o'clock, and everybody was coming over, try to win a jackpot prize. We had some really nice rally house stuff. It was a lot of fun. Met some really cool people. Try to get going before the Super Bowl. And of course, it wouldn't be an Eagles game unless I lost my voice yelling and screaming the whole time. Even had a star guest appearance, Harold Hoops. Chill.
Cold ones, we're doing it big, baby.
Let's go Birds!
The Eagles.
Yeah, what do you got for the game, Andrew?
Birds win a tight one, 24-23. That means under, and the Eagles have the ball at the end of the game to take the lead and win it.
Go Birds!
Come on, what you got?
With 30-24. Birds win, 30-24.
Go Birds!
And the Eagles strike quick and get everybody pumped. A little premature celebration by everybody. As you can tell, Kenny G was just a little short. Really hurt me because I had Kenny G anytime touchdown, plus 325. Would have been a great start to the day. But the Eagles offense, they get into that power formation, QB sneak, and drive it in.
You cannot stop that play. You just cannot stop that play. That's all right. We knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. Just keep punching back.
Eagles would punch back with a deep ball to A.J. Brown. Of course, nothing's ever easy as Jalen Hurts fumbles it and the Chiefs take it to the house for 7. The Eagles go right back and just absolutely answer again and again. What a great game. The Eagles defense, after having some complete problems, were finally getting after Patty Mahomes. And you could tell here, you could tell his ankle, he was hobbled, and he looked like he was hurting really, really bad. Obviously, you never want to root for injury, but everybody was kind of feeling themselves and got a little too confident after we saw Patty went down going into half. Of course, some back and forth referee calls. It's kind of a precursor for what would happen the rest of the game here. What is a catch anymore?
Birds are dominating the line of scrimmage, just like we were talking about, baby. Wow, 24-14. They can only stop themselves. Let's go, baby, let's go. How we feeling at halftime, Judas? You can see me right now. Let me see your phone. Dude, I'm relaxing. How we feeling at halftime, Ty?
I feel good. The Eagles are the better team. The Eagles are the better team. 7 of those points were
The vibes are at an all-time high going into an absolute banging halftime show by Rihanna.
Pretty banging, honestly. Bangers after bangers for Rihanna. It was absolutely fire, not gonna lie. We got one more half of football to go, and the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. It's exhausting. I don't even know if you can hear me anymore. It's too loud in here. Defense has got to make a play. Defense has got to make a play.
Sad thing is, the defense never made a play. That wouldn't stop Jalen Hurts, though, from playing the absolute game of his life. But again, the Eagles were never able to bounce back, where Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy absolutely sauced them up in the second half. If you didn't already know, the tensions were very high in the city of Philadelphia. All of us were just hanging on, just waiting for the defense to make a play, and we finally thought we did on 3rd and 8. But
NFL rigged.
Here in this stadium in week 1.
after that, the Chiefs just kneeled it out until the eventual game winner.
Here we go. Hurts has all day. Now some rushers come. Gonna throw it as far as his arm can take him, which is a little short. And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
I'm not going to say NFL rigged. But man, that sucks. It was a great game. It's just a shame that it comes down to that play. It's a shame. It's a shame. because it's such a great game. Like, if they lost. They lost. It's fine. Whatever. Eagles go, and they don't get a field goal to tie it up, or they don't score a touchdown to win it, and they lose. All right, but to lose.
All right, welcome back. Buzz Radio Tunis. This is Tunis. Let's go to the phones and open them up and talk to our friends. VG gets us started. Violations Greg. Hello, VG. Good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. They call me Uncle Edmonton for Little Moss. So this is what the Flyers have done.
Uncle Edmonton? You love the Oilers. You do. That's right. You love Edmonton.
I'm sitting here calling you with a sweet brand new Edmonton hat I just got for the playoff run.
Oh!
I've been glued to the TV the last 2 nights as they beat the Kings and they beat the Ducks. And this is what the Flyers have done to us. I am now. We started this last year, me and my friends.
Yeah, but you're pushing 50. You're not 10.
I know, but this is what they've done. I mean, I had to find a spite team. So my thing's different. Me and my buddies, we try and find a spite team for the playoffs to latch on to every year, and it's got to be a Western Conference team from Canada. We picked Edmonton this year about a month ago, and it's been fun.
That's right. Didn't you go Calgary last year?
Calgary was last year. Then they let Johnny House.
I like the idea of a spite team, actually.
Yeah,
like for the playoffs, that's actually genius. Yeah.
And it's great because no one cares about hockey. I wore my hat to the pub last night. We have a group of us who are the committee who picked the Oilers, and then there's a bunch of people upset. So now we have a spite team in the Oilers. The whole bar is rooting against Edmonton every night that they play now, just to spite us. So it's great.
So it's a double spite going on.
Yeah, the NHL should thank us for creating some interest in Philadelphia hockey. But Moss has never.
Well, you've done more than the Flyers. That's the truth.
Yeah, Moss has never seen a meaningful hockey game with the Flyers in it. So I totally get it. They're boring. They're in that. So he gets a little bit of leeway. Now, I will say it's always Flyers over Edmonton. We're never going to root for the Flyers.
No, and if you would have heard what he said Flyers stink, Daddy. Like dismissive. Like his tone was dismissive. Oh.
Yeah. So like it's our birthright, but our birth curse. And I think it'd be fun for you because I've missed out on hockey so much since we've done this the last 2 years. That we've realized like it's such a great game that we've just zoned out on. And I think it is a
great game. I'm telling you, I like. You know what's funny? I hate watching them, the Flyers, right? So I do. Like I've started to get like angry, like so I put them on 5 minutes. I get pissed off. I'm like, I hate this team. I hate them, right? And so I move on. The other day, I turned on the TV and it was the Bruins Penguins game, and I put it on. There was like 5 minutes to go. It was 3-3. I watch. I leave it on, right? I see. I told you, Pasternak with a rocket to give Boston. I was like, oh my God, what a shot! I missed this game, and then I was like, and then I put on a baseball game.
Yeah, the other night, the Edmonton Kings. I mean, they both have over 100 points.
Yeah,
the offense in that. When you watch Edmonton offense, they have 300-point scorers.
It's ridiculous.
Fun. So I think what you should do to bond with Moss and to get into hockey. You let them know it's always Flyers. We got to get back to the Flyers in a year or two, and they right this ship, hopefully, and they get rid of the people who've been rudderlessly guiding this for the last 3 decades. Join him in the Edmonton run this year. You're going to have a blast. It's a fun team. They're the hottest team in hockey right now. They got a goalie, Skinner, who's not even good. He's just hot. He's like 10-1 with a goal save percentage of like 89%.
Yeah, I mean, I still follow it, so I kind of know what you're talking about. I hear you. I mean, I'm probably not going to do it because it hurts. Like, I enjoy the playoffs, right? And so I'll watch the playoffs. Like, I'll watch it, but I'll watch it during, like, I like the late night. So I'll go late night. I won't watch, the primetime Eastern Conference games. So maybe I'll just go with your West.
What size hat is Moss? Let me get him.
No. Thank you, Uncle Edmonton. Get out.
He posted a selfie of himself with the Oilers hat on the other day.
Oh, man. It's a nice-looking hat. I saw it. It's a nice-looking hat, to be honest with you. You know?
Yeah.
Decent hat.
Dude, that's another thing. The gear is a scary one.
It's way good.
Because I remember
Edmonton gear.
My buddy Jack was a Bengals fan for a blip in our childhood because he liked the orange with the the black with the orange stripes.
Dude, dude.
And Chad Johnson, right? So he had the Johnson jersey, pre-Ocho Cinco.
Right?
Yeah,
That pattern's ridiculous.
So the gear is scary too in terms of losing a kid to a different team.
I'm with you, dude.
My buddy Paul, big Chargers fan. Now, I don't know the genesis of it, but my guess would be the baby blue.
Every kid loves the Chargers. That's the truth. The lightning bolt is cool. They like the baby blue. Every kid. There's always for some reason kids like that team. Whatever. All right. Let's go to Charles. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Hey, Charles.
Hey, John. How are we doing this morning?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so just calling in. You guys said a couple things about getting, gripes out, and I definitely think that, the Sixers are my favorite Philadelphia team to watch, and, the playoff time's always exciting for me. I just really struggle at this point to see how we beat Boston. Now, I know we did just beat them, but it was without Jaylen Brown, and also Embiid had to have kind of a flamethrower type of night. We just got to have Maxey and Tobias figure it out and get production from the bench when Embiid's not in. But, especially with it being a road series.
Well, I think you just nailed it, though, right? I think you just nailed it. You said it when it comes to Maxey. Tobias has to focus on defense, right? And you need, if he gets an open look, an open three, he's got to knock that down. But I really kind of want him to really focus in on Tatum. But you're right. Maxey is the key to the series in a lot of ways because he's just not played well against Boston.
Yeah, and I think that's what the problem would be. Now, I do believe in Maxey. He's one of my favorite players on the team, so I think he can get it done. It's just a matter of will he. And and that also has to come with obviously Embiid having good nights and having good nights. But other than that, the other gripe I have is the MVP, which you kind of touched on. We have people voting that are out here saying, "Oh, he deserves it," but I'm not going to vote for him. What
does that mean, Charles? I don't understand that.
It makes no sense. That's the people that are getting the votes, and that's the problem with the whole system is that people are outright saying, "Hey, he deserves the MVP," but I'm not going to vote for him.
Yeah, I just don't. To me, if you say that, they should strip your vote.
Exactly.
If you actually believe somebody else, then it's agenda. That's what's wrong with our freaking country right now. Is everybody's got an agenda.
Yep. It doesn't matter what happens on the court. They can watch whatever they want. They're still going to have in the back of their mind what they want to do. Thanks, fellas. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles. See you, buddy. So that's what's wrong with Charles. He does not feel good about the Sixers and the playoffs. And listen, I understand it. I'm not. It is a tough road right now. I agree. But I will say this. It's not an impossible matchup. They can beat them. Now, again, certain things have to happen, but they can beat them. And it also would help if Tucker did what he did the other night and was able to bang open threes, Jonas. That would be a big deal.
That was big. Now, I read something interesting this morning. I think it was on The Athletic. That James Harden actually talked to Doc Rivers about getting Tucker more in the corner and actually putting Tobias in the dunker spot.
You know what? Harden knows the game, man.
He does. And by the way, look.
He knows the game,
Tucker was there in Houston with him for years in the corner.
Yeah.
Now, look, he's been in the corner this year.
The beard,
and
he knows the game.
But, again, Tucker has missed open threes in the corner this year. But... Yeah. and it was against Boston. That's where it started.
For the playoffs, maybe you do that, right? Listen, I'd be all about that.
Look, it's not like Tobias can't finish near the rim. but we know he struggles shooting. So maybe it's actually not the worst thing, dude.
I like it, actually. I think it's smart. I actually think that's real smart. The beard. He does know the game, man. One thing he is, you could never say, man, listen, I used to call him the Hassa and, Statman and Statman. But guess what? He knows the game. And he's played well. So I just need him to play well in the playoffs. That's it. So listen to him, Doc. I like the idea. All right, Tunis, open the vault.
When we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
All right, vault brought to us by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
So, Ant, very weak day today in terms of like this day in histories and birthdays and all kinds of stuff. So it's always actually nice when that happens because I get to find an excuse to play quite a bit here. So I'll start in baseball, and I'll go with Ryan Howard in his MVP season where he hits for over 50 home runs. How about this one game where he hits number 50, 51, and 52?
Wow. Those homers are here to cheer on their man. Ryan with 49 of them to lead the major leagues, 129 RBIs to lead the major leagues in that category. Well hit. Is that number 5-0? It is out of here. 50th home run of the year for Ryan Howard. And this game is tied at 1 as a big guy. There's number 5-0. Continues his torrid pace in hopefully route to an MVP season. Could this be another one? Could this be? It is way out of here. Into the Braves bullpen, number 51 for Ryan Howard, and the Phillies lead it 5-1. He has just tied Ralph Kiner for most homers in a sophomore season with 51.
No doubt about it.
Oh, my. Did he get enough? Mm-hmm. He sure did. That's 3 for Ryan Howard. Number 52. Change the number out in right field.
Dude, the piece, man.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me? The piece.
Now let's go 1 year before that.
Dude, just listening to Harry.
I know. It makes me sad, makes me happy.
I just, at this
get
point,
on the feels, man.
At this point, it's just smiles.
Yeah, no, I know. Year before that, we had another MVP, or the year after, sorry. Jimmy Rollins with his MVP, and we talked about the 2020 club yesterday. Here's the 20th triple.
Ball's hit well to right field. It is off the wall on one hop. Scoring Chris Coast. Jimmy Rollins is going to try for 3. Here he comes. He's got a triple. Oh, Jimmy Rollins with that big 20th triple of the year.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
6-1 Phils, and he pumps his fist at third base. Yep. What a big hit. They want that baseball.
Wow, Wheels and Sarge on the call.
Man, how about that?
That's awesome.
Love it. So there's your Phillies. I got one more Philly, but it's not a highlight. I'll save that one for later. Let's go to the Eagles, and we'll go back to 1990. We talked about Randall Cunningham's incredible season in 1990. Here's an incredible play where he connects with Fred Barnett.
From the 5, 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14.
Well, Cunningham has to be real careful here not to just put it up for grabs. A turnover here will kill the Eagles.
And a sack in the end zone is not outside the realm of point. Here comes Smith. There's Cunningham. Dodges left and puts it way downfield for Fred Barnett, who has the catch. And the race is on. There are no flags. A 95-yard touchdown.
Well, for and this type of play just defies description. Cunningham knows he's in trouble in the pocket. He knew that Bruce Smith was coming, and he just makes a play that only he can make.
Oh, dude, that just was awesome.
That was great.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for that. That was a nice little memory.
You're
Vern on the call.
Yep. Who was the color analyst there? I couldn't recognize it.
I didn't recognize
it.
All
right, but yeah, Vern.
I just know Vern.
Uncle Vern, man. Another Eagle highlight. One more for you here. 2013, we talked about LaShawn McCoy's incredible season where he led the league in rushing, had over 2,100 total yards with the receiving yards as well. And this happened in 2013, which also was the year of the Snow Bowl against the Lions.
I don't know what else could possibly feel like a playoff game. I mean, two teams right in the mix, 27 degrees. And, yeah, look at that picture. Snow coming down hard in Philadelphia. And I think this is a lot more snow than people expected in this area, John. Look at it. It's sticking to the eyelashes. That's how thick it is. They give to McCoy. Big hole. And the move. McCoy through the snow. Touchdown. A 40-yard jaunt for McCoy.
And what a run it was. Watch LaShawn McCoy. He's going to hide in there. Now come out and hurdle Delmas, the free safety, and take it to the house for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Dude, that was pretty cool, man.
So there was Shady, his big season.
With the cleats. So Shady.
88 had a lot of good seasons here in Philadelphia, but his best was 1995.
You're going to give me some Lindros?
I'm going to give you some Lindros.
You're going to give me some 88?
1995. He had over 100 points that season. Here's a goal. Unfortunately, it's a quickie. It's a quick highlight, but I just wanted to play it. He rips one, Ant, from center ice.
Eric Lindros has some time to take a look at that score clock. Scores!
Grant Fuhr gets a glove on it. The puck trickles into the net.
It was just a laser. He saw how much time was left on the clock, so he decided to just shoot one down ice.
Dude, I mean,
it goes through the guy's glove.
Yeah, we forget how great he was. You know, just how ridiculous he was. He was just wow.
Now here's him using his physicality with a couple of hits.
Yeah, he was going to see tonight.
Every time he looks up, Lindros is back on the ice again.
Puck goes out to the center zone. Dykhouse races back to get to it. Out of Rumble. Better hockey names, Darren Rumble. The Dykhouse touch pass, you lean, and you lean will bank it out. Levinovsky run over by Lindros. Brindamore to the puck. Twisted around.
Well, when you're a youngster first coming in the league, you never know who's going to end up slamming you against the wall.
The Flyers have the Legion of Doom line out. LeClaire, Redberg, Lindros. Vince Perry-Gutierrez and Samuelson as the Flyers play the puck in. 1 minute in. The hockey game tonight. Big check. Lindros runs into Bertuzzi. You know how Lindros likes to welcome those rookies to the National Hockey League.
Oh, man, I miss them. I miss those Philadelphia Flyers. All right, I'll give you one more. We talked about the legendary season.
Darren Rumble?
I did today.
It's a great name, isn't it?
It is a great name.
Rumble.
We talked about the legendary season for Steve Carlton, 1972. And what, he had 26 wins and the team had 52? So here is, this isn't a highlight, but this is Steve Carlton being asked about it when, after he retired, being traded to the Phillies. You'll also hear Carlton as a member of the Phillies as a flashback. You'll hear Rudy Carpenter, former president of the Phillies. You'll hear the Pope, Paul Owens.
Wow, Rudy.
And you're going to hear Harry. So next minute and a half, take a listen.
1972, opening day of spring training. Yeah. Big Divine calls me about 8:30 in the morning, and it tells me in so many words that I got traded to the lowly Phillies at that time. And
so I guess it's a matter of fact that he and Mr. Bush and Bing Devine had a disagreement over salary.
I said, Bing, can we reconsider? I said
we were extremely fortunate that Bing Devine, I don't know which clubs he called first, but certainly we must have been near the top of the list. possibly because geographically Clearwater was close to St. Pete, where they were having their spring training.
Here I am off to last place ball club, feeling that you lost your best friend, kind of a situation. And
Rick Wise was a pretty good pitcher, but we'd all been fortunate enough to see Steve pitch. It was Mr. Quinn. If you can make that deal, God, make it as soon as you can.
So really, for a big deal like it is, it was probably the fastest deal with two or three 5-minute phone calls that was ever made.
Steve Carlton captured the imagination and affection of the fans like no Philadelphia sports figure before. The love affair was achieved with style and brilliance. Steve Carlton was a great pitcher in St. Louis. He came to the Phillies in a deal for Rick Wise that shocked both cities.
The trade was a blessing in disguise, is what it turned out to be. I'm extremely happy to be in Philadelphia. I wouldn't want it any other way now.
Wow. I loved Rudy Carpenter. Clearwater.
Yeah,
that was a strong Wooder, man.
It was.
That was great.
Guy, dude. He was.
All right, one more.
Clearwater.
This actually was.
How about the best? When Carlton goes, yes, I was traded to the lowly Phillies.
Yeah, and then he said, "Can we reconsider?"
Yeah,
he wanted it. He was like, "I'll take less money. I don't want to go to the Phillies."
You want to put me in the lowly Phillies?
Incredible, man.
God, dude, really?
Incredible.
That bad?
I guess so. You go, you win 26 games, and the team wins 52. Last one. This is an actual this day in history. This is not anything related to the stellar seasons. This day in history, we had a Leonard v. Hagler. So here's the final minute. The play-by-play guy. He kind of let it breathe, so you don't hear much during the fight. But here's how it sounded at the end.
Last minute of a great evening in Las Vegas. 10 seconds. How do you like it? How do you like it? Ray Leonard saying before this fight, I'm unique. And if he gets the decision, that will be confirmed. It was a great fight on both sides, regardless of who wins it. Both fighters think they won the fight. There you see the comparison. The number of punches thrown and landed. The landed punches very similar. But that is just a quantitative profile of this fight. Go ahead, Harold. You tell us what you thought.
Larry, I just love a finesse fighter. I have it 7 rounds to 5 in favor of Sugar Ray Leonard. I thought that the key to the fight was the right-hand lead. Ray Leonard bounced right-hand leads constantly off Marvin Hagler's head.
115, 113. By the winner, by a split decision, and newly champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I remember watching that fight. Me and Bob Needs Jobs at the Spectrum.
That's awesome.
Closed circuit TV, dude. Wow. That's unbelievable. I'll never forget. I think it was just the two of us. And we went to the Spectrum to watch the closed circuit fight. Leonard Hagler. Leonard. How about how cool? It was almost like a Rocky moment, right?
It sounded like so old too.
Heavyweight champion of the world, Ray Leonard. Oh, that's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, strong ball as always. You hit me with some Fred Barnett. I mean, you got Wheels and Sarge, and you got Leonard. That's awesome. That was awesome. Well, Uncle Frank said he was robbed. Like Hagler was robbed. I don't know about that. I thought that was up for grabs, to be honest with you. You could have made the case for Hagler, but, Leonard just fought a smart fight. All right. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio. Tunis. Hey, let's talk about a Bet Parks Thursday for you. Because I know there's no Phils, but there's baseball. There's also something going on down south in Augusta. Yes, friends, it is the Masters. And you can play the Masters on your BetParx app. In fact, BetParx, a proud official betting operator of the PGA Tour. So a lot of love for Rory, the laddie, and thinking that this is his time to shine in Augusta. But you got Scotty Scheffler, who's been a beast, the defending champ. A lot of people love Rahm, right? So check out the Masters, and there's a myriad of ways you can play them, right? All kinds of things. Top 5, overall winner, holes. I mean, so much fun. Check it out. Sixers tonight against Miami. All right. In your hand when you download the BetParx app. That's all you need to get the skin in the game.
At 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. Cuz Radio Chudis, Thursday before the storms arrive. There's going to be wicked storms.
Yeah, they got pushed to 5, by the way.
Well, but dude, they made the right call.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. It's going to be ugly, dude. It's going to be nasty.
No, I can't go.
I see 4. So, whatever. I mean, you know.
You're on the other side of the pond.
Oh, yeah, I guess duh. You're right. I guess that's what...
Announce a 6.
All right, but still, it could have been bad, dude. Could have been bad. Oh, man.
We've become a nation of wusses.
Dude, I remember he was right about that, though. You got to play the snow. The Gov. God bless the Gov. He was right. This is the truth. Come on, man. It was the snow. We got our man on the line? I'm going to get him up here, man. I miss him. He, of course, ABC, ESPN, the one, the only, Kevin the Gandhi on the Comcast Business Hotline. Kev!
My man, how we doing, guys?
You all right, buddy? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Some days you just wake up and you're more chill more than anything else.
All right. I'm just checking. You're my man. I can hear it in your voice. You're like, you know that usual little giddy up, little pep. That's why I make sure.
You know, honestly, the Philly start has not been that promising, and I keep on telling my boys that, hey, listen, you don't win anything in April. Let's just see what happened last year, and I'm good. I'm good. Again, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes it's cool to be just chill. And
sometimes you're funkified, man. Now. I got you. Listen, couple things I got to hit you with because you talked about your boys and the kids and, being a little shook at 1-5. The whole town feels a little shook right now. And I had an issue, and I wondered if you had this issue with your boys. So last night, Massimo says, Daddy, let's play video games. So I go, all right. So we play NHL 23. And my man says, I go, who are you going to be? Because I always let him pick, because then I have to judge on who I pick, so he doesn't kick my ass, because he usually does. So he goes, I'm going to be my favorite team, the Edmonton Oilers. And I had to go, whoa, time out, time. And I had to hit him with a TO, and then we talked all about it, and I was like, dude, no, right? We're Flyer people, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, the Flyers stink, Daddy. Like, they stink. And and he said it with such, and of course, I had to give him a lesson about what it was like, and, remember that you were always with them through thick and thin. Have your boys given you that conundrum yet?
Yeah, so when they do, and obviously I think your son's having that connection because he loves Connor McDavid, right? Like,
yes.
It's actually a player that connects you to a team more than anything else.
Plus, they are fun to watch.
I've had that, and it's Connor McDavid, right? Especially when the Flyers are down. They're having a down year. So the one thing I've always stressed, because my boys have liked individual players, through all the major sports. I've always said, but no matter what the base, we always come back to the Philadelphia teams, right? So my one son's got, I have no idea. He loved him in Seattle. My one son loves Russell Wilson, loves him to death. I have no idea why, but he just loves Russell Wilson. And he's the only one that in this state that has a Russell Wilson Broncos jersey. And I actually admire him because he was getting, crushed by my other son about how bad the season was last year. And he was like, nope, I still want it. And I was like, okay, you're going to stick with him. But we always come back, no matter what. He's still got his Devontae and Jalen Hurts jerseys and talks about the Eagles. The cool thing about my other son is he loves Fernando Tatis, right? And I'm like, all right, you like Tatis. I get why you like Tatis. But then he comes back. He always comes back to the Phillies and Bryce Harper. It's always making sure they come back to the core. Now, the only issue I'll ever have is if they like somebody where I'm like, yo, we need to look into this. Why do you like them? You know, like Tyreek Hill's an example. My oldest wanted to get a Tyreek Hill Chiefs jersey, and I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to call a pause here. I'm going to step in and say we're not going to do this. And I explain why, you know, what Tyreek went through, and, you know, obviously he's apologized, but I'm like, we're going to refrain from a Tyreek Hill jersey. And he was like, okay, Daddy, I understand. And then he went like Lamar and Justin Herbert. I was like, all right, let's go. We can go with those quarterbacks. Jamar Chase, all right, we'll go with that wide receiver. Along with your Eagles, I get that. And that, you know where that comes from, too? Collecting cards. And so I'm with you on the idea of playing those games, those video games and all that and understanding, but then coming back. Let's not forget the base. And you better not pick a Cowboy team. Better not be picking the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Rangers. You know, you better not be picking the Mets or the Celtics. You know, originally a few years ago, he wanted Kyrie sneakers, and Kyrie sneakers are really popular for the kids of that generation a few years ago, you know, because they were everywhere. And I was like, listen, when he's getting a Kyrie, he's with the Celtics. And he's like, got it, Dad. Say no more. You know, so it's making sure they understand the rivals, too, right? So I'll come back to one real quick story when I say this. Pete Alonso did me a favor through another friend. He did me a humongous favor. And so I told my son, hey, Pete's a good guy. He did it for my oldest. He did a favor for my oldest. And I was not expecting it. It was through another friend again. I did not request it. It was just, hey, here's something to help you. And I was like, great. I told him, we will never in our lives root for the Mets, but we will follow Pete Alonso. And if he does well against teams aside the Phillies, great.
I got
and
you.
He's like, all right, Daddy, I'm in with you.
Yeah.
So we celebrate good people. They knew I wasn't really upset, you know, like, at players when it came to the Chiefs because we like Travis Kelce, we like Patrick Mahomes. The laundry beat us. so that's kind of how we develop things.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I think that's a good way. Because right now, you know, again, I had to, you know, I'm worried about the sports soul, you know, quite frankly. And I blame the Flyers for being a rudderless organization. And, you know, just another, you know, another line item on a corporation spreadsheet.
100% agree with you. And like, if the Flyers were losing and you could say that's the future, I believe in this person and that's who we're going to, then it may be a little bit different. It's just so tough when you just described it. What is the direction of the team? Because you only identify in the team right now, I think specifically in John Tortorella. And then that goes through the entire organization.
And funny, I think he's too good of a coach. He got more wins than they needed to get this year. In a year they should have been tanking for real talent.
Yep. It's a conundrum that team is in, no doubt about it.
All right, let me switch gears because we're not far away now. We are in April. And you know what that means. We're close to the draft. Now, yeah, dude, listen, and this is something that's right up your alley as the college football guru there on ESPN and ABC, one of my favorites. So let's discuss the board. Now, Jalen Carter is not taking any meetings with any teams outside the top 10, presumably because the Eagles said, listen, if you're there at 10, you're ours. So no need to even look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Carter? Do you hope he actually goes before 10?
No, if he's sitting there at 10, I don't waste any time. I grab Jalen Carter and I sit still and I am happy because
you're ecstatic
when you look at the tape.
Yeah,
you know college football. Last year, look how many defensive players in that Georgia team went in the draft, including the Kobe Dean, and then we drafted in the first round going with Jordan Davis. 88, Jalen Carter was the best player on the field. Like, when you look at all the studs that they had, Jalen Carter is a difference maker when you talk about on field, what kind of impact he could have. I don't hesitate. If the Eagles are at 10 and Jalen Carter's there, I draft him, and then I just sit still and just wait until we're ready to pick a 30.
So, a question, and this goes to, can you trust him? Because I agree with you, talent-wise, he is, he's all that. And putting him next to Jordan Davis would be ridiculous. I just don't know. Can you try? I don't know the kid, so I don't know what you hear. You're more plugged in nationally than I am.
I've heard a mixture of things about him, like that there have been some question marks about his commitment. There have been some question marks about. I was stunned. It was like a head turner, right? When you heard on his pro day he couldn't finish some of these drills.
Yep.
I wonder about his mental state of, remember, he's involved in a police investigation on driving fast, but he also lost a teammate and somebody who was part of the team, two people that were part of the team right after the celebration, and their celebration after winning the national championship. I worry about that mental state emotionally, but I also look at the way the Eagles are built, where he comes to a comfort zone where he's with Jordan Davis. He comes to a comfort zone with the Kobe Dean. But you've also got leaders like Fletcher Cox. You've got Brandon Graham. You've got a team there where it's like, whoa. You're gonna learn how to be a pro here. So I have to trust the locker room when it comes to developing. You get Darius Slay, like guys that know how to be a pro, know what it's like to be highly touted, and know how to act. And I would think they would police rookies that come in that need to understand what it's like to be a day in, day out pro.
Yeah, listen, I agree with all that.
So,
my only fear when it comes to him is, again, himself, and there's some red flags. And so part of me's like, dude, putting him next to, at 10, putting him next to Jordan Davis and letting those kids just go, that's unbelievable.
Come on.
Now, part of me goes,
it is.
It's scary, and do you say, well, maybe it might be better off being somebody else's headache if he goes before? Because I agree with you. At 10, I'm taking him.
Yes, I don't see Howie doing any moves to move up, but I also think the Bears are going to take him at 9. So I'd be kind of curious. The two options, what the Eagles do at 10. Do they stay there at 10 and take an offensive lineman? Because Howie's going to take an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. That no matter what, he's going to take him in the first two rounds. Or at 10, do you slide a little back to maybe 12 to 15 range, and then you get the second cornerback off the board? Because when you look at the cornerbacks, there are a handful. Like Witherspoon, I would love at 10. But if you can get Witherspoon at 12, where does Gonzalez go, the kid from Oregon, who could do so many things?
By the way, Gonzalez Gonzalez is probably a top 10 talent that'll get pushed back only because of the quarterbacks if he goes past 10.
100%, absolutely. And this is a draft where you don't have wide receivers now clogging the top 10. So do you think of Banks? Do you think of Porter? Do you think of Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi State, who I really like, and you could potentially get him maybe later in the later teens, maybe like.
I got news for you. I like him better than Witherspoon.
Do you really?
I do.
I like Witherspoon a lot.
6'1", dude. Forbes 6'1". He is going to be. I think that kid is going to be a stud.
I feel the same way with Witherspoon. But to your point, if you can get Forbes later in the round and then collect more picks? Because Howie's going to trade. He's going to trade one of these picks, either 10 or 30. Because you have to collect other assets potentially when you're going to give Jalen Hurts this type of contract. You're going to have to find talent in the second and third and fourth round, and they don't have enough picks in the second and third and fourth round. So I think I could see Howie trade that 30th pick to collect multiple picks in that third round, to collect something from next year, because that's what. I mean, look specifically how the Chiefs decided to build their secondary. They went with all these rookies. They collected draft picks because they were paying Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. I'll tell you this, though.
So,
yeah, I'm with you, but I'll tell you this, because the one guy I lust over, because I just want to make one of the great offenses ever, is Bijan.
I know where you're going.
I want Bijan.
I know you do.
And
And I got to tell you, a piece of me started thinking, and this is not healthy thinking this way if you're a GM, do the Eagles try to get Bijan so the Cowboys don't?
No, it's not. That had nothing to do with the Cowboys. Because, by the way, if I'm Dallas, I
put him in that offense? Oh. You
what, the Dallas
Bijan
offense?
in the Cowboys offense? Oh, yes.
Yeah, listen, they got Pollard, too. So, I go like,
Bijan.
Listen, I want Bijan as an Eagle because, think about it, this is why it makes, to me, the most sense. I got a great offensive line. I got two great receivers. I got a great tight end. I got a quarterback who I need to make sure is upright, and I don't want him carrying the ball as much as he did the last 2 years. I think I take him in the first round. I control him for 5 years, which is the shelf life of an NFL back.
Yeah.
It's you want to talk about cost effective? It's cost effective to do that, knowing that how my team is built, and I got the best offense in the NFC.
That's a great point. But if you can hit a need, let's play some devil's advocate. You can hit a need specifically at cornerback or defensive line or offensive line early. And there's another guy I'd throw out there that I think is going to be a phenomenal pro at running back. Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah, for Alabama. Yeah.
From Alabama. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's one of those day one ready. I could see him play the role of Dalvin Cook. And this offense loves the Dalvin Cook type, right?
But guess what, though? Bijan can catch the ball, too, and Bijan can block.
He has
he's three down back.
Bigger completely. Jameer Gibbs, though, is
I like
special.
Gibbs, too. I got no beef with Gibbs.
You
I
can
like
get value with Gibbs, I guess what I'm saying. You can get value with Gibbs later in the draft.
The only thing is, and if I put the two side by side, I mean, one, look at who I like Gibbs, so I'm not, I'm not poo-pooing it, but look at the offense he played on, and look at the offense that Texas had, and Bijan had to carry more of the load.
Totally, absolutely agree with you. But when you look at the way the Eagles approach their running back, they don't look at load. They look at can you block, like you just mentioned, pass protect.
And he can catch. Bijan can catch.
I agree, but Gibbs had over 100 catches in his 3 seasons.
Yeah, because by the way, if I put you on that Alabama offense, you're grabbing 100 catches too.
Listen, that offense.
Everybody's wide open.
It was Bryce Young all last year.
Yeah. They still had a good offense.
There's a reason why Bill O'Brien's in New England right now. There's a reason why he left us to lose.
It's going to be great. We got to get. What we got to do? Look at your schedule when you can go with a juicy you give me 30 minutes and we'll do a whole mock and we could get into a whole thing. All right, a geek out session.
You know what? How about the week of the draft? Let's do it, and I am completely down with you. That would be a blast. You tell me, you carve it out, and we'll figure it out on schedule-wise. That would be phenomenal.
Done deal, baby. That would be awesome. We'll geek out, draft it. I love it. You're the best, Kevin DeGandhi. The best. We love
Man,
you,
I
brother.
appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Talk to you
Best
soon.
of the kids. Tell Uncle Cud said hello. We'll come back. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I like it. All right, we'll come back just a moment. Cuz Radio, tune us with your call. 610-632-0975. Right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
And this
Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, welcome back. Let's Radio Genius. Dude, you had the vault today. You had me just roll. Yeah, it was awesome vault.
Oh, man.
So
a lot of great moments.
It was, but you played the Hagler Sugar Ray fight. And you know, it's so nuts, man. What was the date on that? Do you have the date on that?
That's a good question. Hold on. It was this day in history, so hold on.
It was. Oh my God!
Let me go into my my trusty vault.
Leonard.
Hold on. I'm gonna head down the stairs.
It was the third fight, April 6, 1987.
Wow.
April 6, 1987. I was just talking. Me and Bob Means Jobs. Me and Bobby. Because I remember his birthday it just passed, right? And I remember going out. Me and him went to the Spectrum. It was a closed circuit. It was closed circuit fight at the Spectrum. And dude, I'm just thinking about it now. It was awesome. So we go to the fight, and I remember walking, right? So we walked to the Spectrum, and it was wild. People dressed up, and like fight night, like it was Vegas. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, the heyday, man.
It was.
Unfortunately,
I
that's
had
gone.
to be 17 years old. It was unbelievable. And we walked to the, probably snuck in some beers, and then walked in. It was unbelievable. The Spectrum, closed circuit boxing, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like a big fight. Like that was like back in the day when there was closed circuit fights where, and people, I never forget the dudes wearing the big hats, like the gangster hats.
Yeah, see? I love it.
Yeah, see? That's right, see?
Got the big cigar hanging on the side of the mouth.
Play the end of the fight where they talk about Leonard. Play that clip again. That was awesome.
Bob and Hagler's head.
115, 113. By the winner, by a split decision, and newly champion of the world, Sugar Ray
Leonard.
And then the announcer, go back to the announcer piece because he goes Leonard. The way he's describing the fight. But I love what he said.
And if he gets the decision, that will be confirmed. It was a great fight on both sides, regardless of who wins it. Both fighters think they won the fight. There you see the comparisons, the number of punches thrown and landed. The landed punches very similar. But that is just a quantitative profile of this fight. Go ahead, Harold. You tell us what you thought.
Larry, I just love a finesse fighter. I have it 7 rounds to 5 in favor of Sugar Ray Leonard. I thought that the key to the fight was the right-hand lead. Ray Leonard bounced right-hand lead constantly off Marvin Hagler's head.
That was awesome. Are you kidding? Jim Lampley, dude.
I love a finesse fight,
On
see?
the call. Yeah. Oh, my God. That's fabulous. That's right, see?
That was
Sugar Ray Leonard.
That was pre-football guy now, quarterback now.
But that had to be the same ring announcer as in Rocky. And the new heavyweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard. That's outrageous, dude. Are you kidding me? I ever tell you the story of my mother met Sugar Ray on the boardwalk?
Yes, with the Sprite commercial, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She loved him because he did the Sprite commercial with his son. And she's like, everybody was afraid to go up to him. And my mother goes up to him and is like, Sugar Ray, I have to tell you, I love you. You and your son. You're amazing. My son, I have a son. He's right over here. He's afraid he's shy. And of course, calls me over. I'm like, I know. I'm a little guy. Go shake his hand. Hi, champ. That's a great. Like, that's what I miss. When we talk about boxing, when they called you, like, you were the champ, dude. That was like that was like the greatest title known to man.
Oh my God, imagine, yeah.
Especially if you were the heavyweight champ, you were the baddest man in the world. Speaking of which, we got to start we're going to go to some phones, and then we got to start our baddest man in the world competition. So we got to do that. I need to start filling that out.
I'm trying to find out, by the way, whether or not the ring announcer was the Saint. So the guy in Rocky 2,
heavyweight champion of the world.
The guy in Rocky 2 was just a actor. But the guy in Rocky 1, his name was Bill Baldwin. Announcer, actor, narrator, and sportscaster. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, no, hold on. I'm trying to find this. I mean, it doesn't say anything about him doing actual fights. Interesting.
That's amazing. All right, you do that. I want to get to the phone lines. Let's talk to our people. 610-632-0975. Also, we'll start taking submissions for bad mother fathers. All right? Because we got to build out the regions and the brackets of the bad mother fathers. Remember, the thing is, they if you cannot be, you have to be human. All right? So there is no Schwarzenegger where he's the robot, right? You got to be human, and you got to be able to use, you can't be just, super. Who did you rule out?
Anybody who's, like you said, superhuman, and then Iron Man, because if he's not wearing the suit, he's going down.
The suit is a
if he's
huge
wearing
advantage.
the suit, he blows everybody. Like he wins. There is no tournament.
Yeah.
Or at least he just beats everybody, and he's the champion at minus 10 million.
So it should be like they should listen. You should be able to use weapons in some sort of thing.
Yes, but not like this guy's got a suit that has AI. That's I'm not saying the answer. He's got artificial intelligence. Oh, there's somebody behind me. Oh, I can't turn around real quick, but my super suit is going to blow them up.
Yes,
come on, that's no skill.
Listen, I agree with that. I think that's fair. So we'll say no Iron Man, even though I'm an Iron Man fan. I'll say no Iron Man. What about your boy Batman?
Batman's in it because it's all martial arts.
Martial arts?
Yeah, he does not use guns or anything. The only weapon he'll use is a ninja star. He's all martial arts. You don't know the background of Batman, man.
I don't. Yeah, I'm out on Batman, but all right. I'll
all
put him
martial arts.
I'll put him in a
Ra's al Ghul taught him that, man. Come on now.
Yeah, but it's not like Batman is some bad. Like you're afraid of him. Again, he loses points because of Robin. Like if you need that guy as your wingman,
I just played the clip from Dark Knight the other day. All the baddest guys in Gotham, they didn't go out at night anymore because of the Batman. Come on, dude.
What about Spider-Man? Where do you like now? Again, what do you?
No,
he's got. Is it a web?
Well, so here's the thing. It's the web in the comic books. The movies with Tobey Maguire, it's actually coming out of his body. Whereas the comic books, he has a web shooter on him. Like it's not actually coming out of his body, but he does have the super jumping and the ability to climb walls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's out. He's got superpowers.
All right. So I no superpowers whatsoever. So
Correct.
no Spidey. I actually like Spider-Man. I actually had I got an affinity towards Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Him and Batman.
No Batman, but I go Spidey. Aquaman, same thing. But again, you can't. He's out too. So no.
He just throws a tsunami at you. Game over.
Yeah. No superhero. It's got to be bad motherfathers. And John Wick.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. Look at those guys.
Yeah. So John Wick. He may be the 1 seed. All right. We got to come up with the regions. What are the 4 regions? Right? Like you need to have names for the regions so we can quantify them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or we can classify them is what you want to do. All right.
The modern day region.
Yeah, like we got to come up. We got to come up with that stuff, and we need as many badasses that we can get to fill out the fields. All right. So we're going to start with John Wick and your boy Batman, who I hate. Brandon, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Brandon.
Yo.
Hey, yo, Brand.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was just wondering, man, because y'all was having that conversation in the beginning of how you was having the talk with your son and stuff, and I was just thinking, when I was younger, I didn't get that talk from my mom. I'm a Celtics fan, man. I didn't get that talk from my mom. I couldn't. And my mom, that's the crazy thing is, like, my mom, like, the biggest Sixers fan I know, like.
And she let you be a Celtics fan?
She let me be a fan, and I'm like,
oh, Brandon.
Like years ago when I started first listening to you, and you started talking about 4 for 4 and all that good stuff, like, I actually felt kind of bad because, you know, I'm a Celtics fan, and honestly, it ain't no going back for me, like.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, you're an Eagles fan, I presume, right?
Yeah, I'm 3 for 4.
Okay. So, like, I almost want to save your soul, man. I feel the need. Like, you lived 2018. You saw it. You were amongst the love. You were part of it. How do you not differentiate? Talk to me, my man. How do you not differentiate the idea of all that love and you know, Philadelphia spirit that you felt and then go root for the enemy?
It's just too late, man.
It's never too late.
Growing up,
I believe in your soul.
Crazy stuff. What do you say?
It's never too late. I believe in your soul.
Oh no, basketball is gone, cuz I can't lie.
Well, what made you a son? Oh my Lord! What made you a son?
Like Tuna said, playing growing up, playing video games.
What, KG?
What you say?
KG?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite player all the time. And like seeing me growing up, like when I was a kid, like Madden and like NBA Live and stuff like that. That made me learn more about the game and more about the players. So like when I was a kid, I just used to go off logos and stuff like that. So like I would just choose like a cool looking logo when I was a kid, and I would just play with that team. And the Celtics, that little leprechaun, I don't know, he got me. Like,
I can't believe the leprechaun, dude. Like that's like a little devil. Like that leprechaun is a devil. He's like a devil species. That thing.
Yeah, and at the same time, it was. Like the rivalry y'all always talk about, it wasn't no Sixers Celtics rivalry.
I know.
So I didn't know nothing about it. Like,
yeah, I know.
Until I grew up, and I became a man.
But now, how old are you? 30?
I'm 27.
Okay, you're 27 years old.
My birthday the 29th this month.
Oh well, happy birthday! But listen to me. You know better now. I need you to come over. I need you to come home. I need you to look at the light. Look for the light, Brandon. Look at the light. Don't look at the green.
I'm looking at.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. Oh, my God. You're watching Embiid, and you got no love for Embiid?
I can't even lie. Embiid, like, I got respect for Embiid since, like, 2018. He should have been 3-time MVP by now, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I was saying, but how can you why? He's a Philadelphia. Where are you from? Where do you live? Where are you from?
I'm from Uptown, West Oak Lane.
Oh, my God. I mean, you're from the heart of the city. You just go like that. Like, here's the thing. What if I said to you? What if I? Yo, Brand. What if I said to you? If you choose, it's the Celtics or the other three. Like you got to choose.
Oh no, yeah, I'm definitely choosing the other three. I can't lie. I'm definitely choosing the other three.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you to now relinquish your Celtic love. I'm asking you. Relinquish it. It's not too late. If you do it now, especially now with the Celtics being the favorite in the series, I'll give you, pure. I'll give you.
I think we're gonna sweep y'all, cuz I ain't gonna lie.
I can't even say that.
I'm sorry. And
I'm going to sweep you. They're not sweeping the Sixers. I don't care. They may win. There's no way they're sweeping them.
Because I got respect for you, and I know this is like stuff like this. It just turns your stomach. I got respect for you. You my old head, so I don't call and talk about it like that because I know it just like kind of ruins your day. Like
it does. It does. I got to tell you, I'm going to be now. You know what happens is, Brant. Like when we get off the air at 2:00, I'm going to be thinking about you now. Like now you're going to be in my mind. I'm going to go. I failed. I couldn't even turn them. And I know that you're out there, root and sweep over the Sixers. It's just it hurts.
But then he'll turn around and say, "Go Phils."
Yeah, see, like
that's gross.
It is gross. That's the problem. The problem of the whole thing.
Phils v. Sox, Eagles v. Patriots, Flyers v. Bruins. He's all Philly. Go Flyers, go Sixers, go Phillies, go Eagles. But Sixers Celtics.
Oh my God, that
he turns his back on the family.
You know what that leprechaun reminds me of?
Lucky Charms.
What's that?
Lucky Charms.
Oh, I hate the Lucky Charms. I hate all that stuff. But that Boston leprechaun. You know that because they were watching Potter last night. I was thinking of you.
Okay.
I was going to text you because they started spring break.
Oh,
so they're off,
nice. All right, cool.
Right, so they celebrated with pizzas, which Anthony ate a whole one, and
it's a good celebration.
Massimo ate half a stromboli, and so anyway, they're watching. They got the Potter on, and I listen. They go, let's go in order for the whole time. So they start back at 1, and they go.
I've done that time or two.
2. So 2, that what's that little creature?
Dobby.
Dobby, yes. That reminds me of the Celtic mascot.
Nah, Dobby's a good dude, man.
Yeah, but he also had the cake. He put you.
Yeah, but he's trying to protect Harry Potter, man.
Dobby.
He's trying to keep him from going to school.
I know.
He hid the letters.
Yeah.
That was the one that was most messed up. He withheld the letters from Harry. Of all his friends, he thought he had no friends.
I know.
That's got to be a rough summer. You got no friends.
Then they come save him with the flying car,
which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Malfoy. What is it again?
It's Malfoy. How dare you? Draco Malfoy. Lucius Malfoy, his dad.
I'll tell you the one thing. The scariest thing, the greatest thing ever. Like that first movie was unbelievable.
That was awesome.
I mean, I actually was watching it with them last night. I go, this movie, the creativity is just off the charts. Unbelievable. But the scariest thing was the forest. Like, that was great.
Oh, all the spiders?
Like, imagination. And then when that dark figure comes.
Yeah, the big spider. Aragog.
In the black, like the Grim Reaper type thing?
Wait, in the first movie. Yeah, in the first movie, with the cloak. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Grim Reaper thing. That thing was scary. And then the who is the Centurion? What is it that saved
the
him?
Centaur? Yeah.
The
Half
Centaur.
man, half horse.
Yes.
Yeah, that forest, man, scary place.
Yes.
That's why it's forbidden. That's the first rule he gave you.
Yes. Yeah,
that and the third floor.
Yes, that's right.
That's where the dog was, Fluffy.
Dude, that was incredible. That was incredible. Man. All right. Let me get back to the lines. That last call shook me, man. He shook me. Adam, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Adam.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Adam.
How you guys doing?
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't understand that dynamic rooting for another city is what you're doing.
Yeah, the 3 for 4 thing is weird. It just is a weird thing, isn't it?
I just don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. No way could I ever do that. So, but hey, guys, I love the show. I live out in Indiana, but I grew up in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. So,
what part of Indiana you live?
Outside Fort Wayne.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, not a whole lot of scenery around here, but
no, no, not outside that area. I used to drive out. I lived in Chicago, so I remember the Midwest very fondly.
Yeah, cornfields, bean fields, and all that.
Yeah.
So, but hey, anyways, so the reason I called was I wanted to share with you my theory on why the glim attitude with some of the sports teams. So personally, the Sixers are kind of in their own little world as far as that's concerned, because I think they had a glorious opportunity to put together a championship run, and they just made bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. Yeah. Whereas, you can live with losing the Super Bowl with the Eagles because they make good decisions. It's just, it's just really tough to win the Super Bowl. But for me, it weakens the hurt when you go into the playoffs, lowering the expectation. So I don't have any expectation for the Sixers. I zero. And then, when they get beat in the second round, then, it just doesn't hurt as much. So,
yeah,
whereas,
why mitigate? This is interesting. It's an interesting conversation. Why mitigate the pain? Because if you go into it, and again, rationally, I know they're an underdog, right? So,
right.
I'm going into it. I'm not going in with blinders on. I'm going into it going, there's a good chance that they could lose the series. However, I want to go into it hopeful, and I could come up with ways that aren't ridiculous. They're not going to be a huge underdog. It's not going to be, USA, Russia, right? Hockey. So, they could win. They could easily win the series. I mean, Boston is good. They're not even the greatest Boston team I've ever seen. Far from it. So the Sixers can win. I'd rather go into it with hopeful, and if they lose, then I'll be upset. And to me, again, true bliss is you must bleed to know bliss. Yeah, I'll give you that. That's a good argument. Why mitigate the distress? Because that's why the Eagles Super Bowl was so glorious, is because of all those runs. Yes. And we couldn't get there. So it's just this Sixers team just has me frustrated to no end, just because of just thinking about what could have been with all the draft picks and some of the players that we dished out of the city and stuff like that. But hey, that's a good argument. At the end of the day, listen, I'm gonna be behind the team. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying. I just think I get it. Listen, you're right about that. Yeah. Listen, you're right. And great call, man. Listen, you're right that the Sixers blew a golden opportunity. I completely agree. They were set up. They were completely set up. There were probably 3 or 4 decisions that were just horrendous decisions. And I do not count Ben Simmons as one of them. Ben Simmons was the right pick. It just so happened that, he didn't have a soul. But he was the right pick. There were 3 or 4 other decisions that were horrendous, heinous, and nonsensical. Nonsensical. Bridges just pop in the mind since you're going to play Brooklyn. Crazy stuff. All right. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Cuz Radio Tunis right here, 97.5 The Fanatic. And let's talk about the Bet Parks app, because the Masters is here. That's right. The Masters on Easter weekend. What an amazing time for the Masters. Right now, Shane Lowry in the lead, along with Hovland and Young, all 3 under. Listen, the big boys haven't teed off yet. Scotty Scheffler and and Rory. Everybody loves Rory this tournament. You could play. You could jump in anytime. Pop in, see who's going to win it. Scotty tees off a little bit later on, 136, and McIlroy's 148. So you want to jump in, you can check it out. It's fantastic. It's so much fun on the Bet Parks app. Golf, right? You go, wow, so much more fun with skin in the game. So check it out. Baseball, hoops, hockey, all the playoffs coming, all your same game parlays, everything.